You're listening to the Cosmic Celebrity Podcast, where spiritually gifted persons receive information and tips on awakening their consciousness to develop and integrate their abilities in their daily life through spiritual growth. Here's your host, Athena Lucene.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Cosmic Celebrity Podcast here at athenalucene.com. On this episode, I'll be sharing with you how to embrace and integrate your humanity with your spiritual gifts. I'll also be sharing with you divine downloads and energy healing that will naturally realign you to the frequency of your unique energy imprint or soul essence that is having a life experience as a spark of the divine creator and cosmic celebrity. So as a spiritually gifted being, you are full of love and light consciousness. And through this love and light consciousness, you're always looking to improve, to grow, to evolve, to show up in a greater, more expanded version of yourself. And with this comes an additional added pressure of always feeling extra disappointment in yourself whenever you fall short of the glory, right? So if you have mistakes that you have made in the past, if you have manifested things in your life that are unwanted through your unawareness or through some type of emotional feedback loop that causes some kind of self-sabotaging behavior or some type of resistance to the more expanded reality that you're meant to have and the more expanded version of yourself that you're meant to have, you feel this intense disappointment within yourself, right? Because you know that you're a beautifully spiritually gifted person that's full of really expanded love and light consciousness. And through your knowing, your intuitive knowing of this, you're always wanting to show up in a way with your light expanded and radiating love and light and peaceful, joyful, higher mind, creator, high vibrational frequencies of love and joy and happiness and harmony and generosity and all those positive emotions and associations with the creator, the natural being and state of the creator. So whenever you make a mistake in your life or whenever you're experiencing something in your life that is not wanted, you tend to be extra hard on yourself. This is perfectly normal in the sense that because you're always looking to show up and it means so much to you to show up in a really whole and higher version of yourself, when you fall or you miss the glory of this, you unintentionally start beating yourself up unnecessarily because in you, this light and love that's within you is always looking to radiate and is always looking to add value and add to and just be a blessing to others. But through this desire to always be a blessing to others, it's like you forget that you're also human and you're also having a physical life experience. And so what that means is in order to grow and evolve and to have, less emotional affliction then, for lack of a better word, or confusion around why is it that even though you're intending to show up in just a really full, well-rounded way, that sometimes you fall short of the glory. So, and that may look like not having the wholesome, healthy relationships that you desire. It may show up as, misunderstandings, persons misunderstanding you, or you having, just undesired results in different areas of your life. And the reason for this is because you're not fully realizing and embracing your humanity. You're a human being with spiritual gifts. And so what that means is there's a part of you, there's a humanity within you that you are here to grow and improve through your personal spiritual journey. You're meant to improve that area of your life, that blockage or that emotional feedback loop, either that stemmed from childhood or some other traumatic or disappointing experience where the energy got blocked within you and it created kind of like this emotional feedback loop or resistance to the very things that you say that you want. And so you're here twofold. You're here to, number one, embrace your humanity, all aspects of it, and do the spiritual work, through spiritual growth, the spiritual process, through conscious presence and awareness, to address these emotional feedback loops, to strengthen your emotional body so that you can then, number two, show up to others, show up for yourself in your own life, number one, by being your own greatest blessing in your own life, and as well as a blessing to others as you become more whole within yourself, more integrated, more balanced. And a lot of times, as spiritually gifted persons, it's like you forget that there's a process, there's a spiritual growth process that is needing to take place within you first through your commitment to your spiritual growth, through your commitment to wanting and desiring to be just a whole individual that you're meant to be. And from that place, really step powerfully in your purpose as a spiritually gifted person who is able to recognize a need with others to share your gifts and in that way be a blessing to them. So I would say be gentle with yourself. If you're experiencing relationships that are not healthy, relationships where the signals get crossed a lot, or misunderstandings and, toxicity in your relationships, I would say to you, sit in the observer's seat, really get present with yourself and others around you, because oftentimes the persons who are in the closest intimate relationships with you, oftentimes these persons mirror to you your projections or your inner vibrational frequencies and discords, your congruencies and your inner incongruencies. So sit in the observer's seat and pay attention and recognize what patterns show up for you in your relationships. Recognize the areas in your life that you are satisfied with and that are pleasing to you. And then also the areas in your life that is not so pleasing to you. And then from there, through spiritual growth, through spirituality, you can take the necessary steps so that you can do the inner work to align the areas that are reflecting to you a need for improvement towards a more desired, satisfying, pleasurable result. So that could mean healthier relationships. That could be more money, an abundance flow of money. That could be you standing in your purpose, feeling more times than not the higher vibrational frequencies of love and happiness and joy and just overall satisfaction with your life. And the key is to embrace your humanity with your spiritual gifts so that you can be a whole person, be whole within yourself, so that you're able to become, grow into the person that you were created to be, right? A divine being that is whole, that is balanced, that is in harmony from within, and allow your reality to reflect that inner harmony to you. And so it's interesting because you're not meant to be perfect. Your spiritual gifts don't make you perfect. Your spiritual gifts just simply means that this is the area that you're talented at. So this is an area that, you don't need to necessarily work so hard at being good at it. Like you have a naturality about it. Like you have natural intuitive knowing. You have natural sixth sense, then a natural sixth sense, so to speak. And it comes easily for you. And this effortlessness that it comes to you in makes it effortless for you. So it's like your zone of genius. If you don't embrace your humanity, or if you continue to live life from a place of unawareness, you will have repeated patterns manifest in your life, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in the various flows of abundances in your life. And so it's like your soul loves you enough to want to show you the things in your life and the areas in your life that are not in harmony with the Creator or with how the Creator sees you. Remember, the Creator sees you as just a loving, beautiful creation that is an extension of its consciousness. And so the creator doesn't see you through the lens of negative human emotion. The creator sees you as, just full of potential, just completely optimistic about, the things that through your natural giftedness, the uniqueness that you bring. And the creator is always supporting you and co-creating with you so that you can, through this connection, really embrace the fullness, the totality of your existence, including your humanity. So, embracing your humanity does not make you a bad person. It does not make you less than. It's just an aspect of yourself that oftentimes, doesn't come naturally for you to integrate with your spiritual giftedness. A lot of times, the focus is oftentimes on how to even nurture and develop your spiritual giftedness, or what is your spiritual giftedness about. And for you to fully experience your spiritual giftedness in the fullness of it, the way that you're meant to, you've got to work through spiritual growth, through the things or through the disharmony within you, the parts within you that through your life experience has caused you to see that area or that aspect of life in a way that is not congruent with how the divine or the creator sees you or that area, right? The creator sees everything as expanding and beautifully unfolding. So that means the planet, that means the universe, that means everything. You, your life, others, the creator just sees everything as perfection. And if you can get an agreement with how the creator sees you and sees your life, then that simply means that you will better, more effortlessly be able to be loving and forgiving with yourself and never give up on your spiritual growth. You will remain committed to your spiritual growth. You will remain committed to your own personal evolution and where you become a better and better person. So because the creator is always looking to improve and evolve, and, that's the nature of the creator. And so because you are a spark of the divine, through your soul essence, it's also your nature to always be improving and evolving and growing and showing up as a bigger and better version of yourself. And in doing this, it's vital that you be loving and supportive of yourself. A lot of times when things happen or when life experiences happen, others may, judge you or may not understand you, or may, through their own perceptions, see you in a less than favorable way. And this is particularly important that you support yourself through your life experiences and through embracing your humanity, because if you are not centered in your connection with your soul and through that connection with the creator, you will very, very easily fall into like a downward spiral emotional bondage where you're being hard on yourself, you're beating yourself up, and you are not allowing the flow of love and light consciousness of the divine to flow through you, to support you, because you then become blocked because of negative emotions. And through spiritual growth, you're better able to, even though when you make mistakes, even though when there are things that happen that are less than preferred or that is not something that you were desiring or intending to happen, still support yourself, still love yourself, still get in agreement with the creator that, you deserve unconditional love. And there's nothing that you need to do to earn love. There's nothing you need to do to earn the validation of the creator or the approval of the creator. You have it simply because you exist, And the time it takes for you to get in the realization and remembrance of that after something that is disappointing happened, the sooner you're able to basically raise your vibrations and be able to see yourself from the energy or from the higher frequency of joy and passion and unconditional love and harmony and peace and well-being and carefreeness and, just all those light emotions that inspire and invigorate you to go forward and keep going and evolving and growing and still keep your inner shine about you, right? So integrate your humanity, be gentle with yourself, be present in your life, be observant, listen. If persons share feedback with you and there is something that you are not agreeing about their feedback, just sit with it. Sit with it, ponder on it, think about it, because obviously what you're not aware of, you're not aware of. And oftentimes, as a spiritually gifted person, you are very good at being aware and picking up through your sixth sense, the emotional feedback loops of others, places where other persons may be blocked, and, places where other persons may be stagnating or self-sabotaging. That might be very evident to you. But a lot of times it's difficult to see your own blocks, to see the areas with yourself, within you, that are incongruent with the nature of the Creator. So part of spiritual growth is the willingness to see truth, to see the truth in your life, the aspects of yourself that if you improve them, you evolve and grow. And then making that choice to do the inner work so that you can grow, so that you can evolve. And that is a part of the spiritual process and the spiritual growth evolution. And the more you're willing to do this, the more you're able to be gentle, compassionate, and loving with others, because then you're easily able to do it with yourself. So your humanity and integrating it with your spiritual gifts is very important. Pay attention to the reoccurring themes in your life. Pay attention to how your money shows up to you. Pay attention to your relationships, what others mirror to you. Pay attention to the synchronicities in your life, and pay attention to the things that you are needing to know so that you can grow. Be willing, be open your consciousness so that you can evolve. Open your consciousness so that you can work and transform your life, transform spiritually into the divine being that you're meant to be, like the full expression of the divine being that you're meant to be. And this is only attained when you integrate your humanity and your spiritual gifts. Because what good is it if you do so much good and you have so many good qualities about you and others appreciate you, but then you turn around and sabotage it, right? Because of your own stuff, right? Your own emotional feedback loop, the areas within you that is not aligned with the nature of the Creator, and this happens through having a life experience. If the disappointments or if certain traumas, particularly in childhood, if it's not addressed, if the energy isn't healed around it. In other words, if the neurons within your brain, if they're not firing or triggering in a healthy way, in a pathway that creates healthy, wholesome results or behavior, it needs to be healed. And that may look different for each person because no individual has the exact same life blueprint or experiences as anyone else. So everyone's brain and neural pathways are unique to them. So it's about this inner self exploration and reflection that requires courage. It takes courage to see yourself in a way that is less than preferred. It's easy to look at the good side and the good qualities within us and the areas that work for us. It takes tremendous courage to look at the areas of our life that does not work, the qualities in our character that needs to be improved. It takes courage to look at bad behavior and, shift it, do the work to shift it, and ask the spiritual investigative questions about why am I exhibiting this behavior pattern? Oftentimes, spiritually gifted persons have what is called the martyr syndrome, and it's a form of resistance to receiving love. It's kind of like an energy block that shows up in the form of resistance in giving and receiving love, because somewhere there may have been some emotional trauma that occurred more than likely in childhood. And so it's very common for spiritually gifted persons to live out an energy pattern of the martyr. And what that means is that person literally self-sabotages themselves from giving and receiving love, like in a very consistent, high vibrational ebb and flow. And this is not something that's purposefully done. This is something that is done from a emotional feedback loop based on trauma or some type of less than preferred life experience as a child. Like maybe if a child wasn't nurtured, if you weren't nurtured a certain way to a certain quality, if you didn't get the message of unconditional love, either through school or church or through some other social programming, you got the message that you need to earn love. Right? You're just not unconditionally loved no matter what, just because you exist. That's not the program that society offers. And oftentimes even parents unintentionally offer this vibration of, in order to have my love, you need to earn it, right? You need to have good grades. You need to be well behaved. You need to be perfect. You need to do as I say, instantly as I say it. And, these types of behaviors, of course, it's not purposefully done, but these types of behaviors create an energetic block or emotional feedback loop where a lot of times you may resist the very thing that you want so badly. You may sabotage positive interaction or positive relationship or something, just really loving, a loving behavior or gesture that you offered. You end up turning around and then hurting the person inadvertently through your own emotional feedback loop, because then you go in fear mode, right? Like, oh my goodness, I really want to love and receive love. And oh my goodness, but there's a resistance within me through fear, maybe because I was hurt somewhere in my childhood or in my life or repeatedly hurt. So now there is this fear of actually being love and giving love. And so the work is through spiritual growth. First, recognize that there is a pattern that needs to be shifted, that needs to be unblocked, so that better behavior or more desired behavior, more wholesome, healthy behavior in relationships can be fostered. Going back to self-love, going back to getting in the center of your universe, literally like remembering and realizing the natural state of the creator and how the creator feels about you. And from this inner work, allowing yourself to receive the intuitive divine downloads on, how you can love and express self-love better and self-care. From this, your entire expanded or extended reality can then mirror back to you wholesome, healthy relationships more consistently. Your abundance of every kind, money will flow to you, which money is just another form of abundance, just like peace or joy or happiness. It's just something that you're naturally meant to have because you're an abundant being, because the creator is abundant. And the more you commit to your inner growth through spiritual growth, through spirituality, through the incorporation of your humanity and your spiritual gifts, essentially your inner light will get brighter. The more you heal, the more you shift, the more you commit to your spiritual growth and your spiritual journey and your spiritual process and your unfolding and your soul evolution, the brighter your light will shine. And so my challenge to you is to have the courage to take a look and see truth in your life, right? What aspects of you are creating sabotage, right? Where are you sabotaging yourself in your life? Where are you not willing to look and see your humanity? Where are you not willing to grow? Where are you not willing to receive love? Where are you not willing to give love and allow it to be a consistent ebb and flow, right? When are you willing to stop the destructive pattern of taking 2 steps forward and then 10 steps backward and then get in this dance with yourself, right? So it's about having the courage to tell the truth. And through your spiritual abilities, use your spiritual abilities as spiritual tools to assist you in feeling the love and the light consciousness and allow that love and light to support you, right? It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you wrong when you do inner reflection and tell the truth. Tell the absolute truth about all aspects of yourself, your character, your life, right? And then lovingly allow yourself to be supported so that you can make the changes that are necessary so that you can start really living and allowing your spiritual giftedness and the beauty of your light to shine and shine consistently, right? So if you're experiencing yourself where you're unintentionally hurting others around you, or if you're experiencing, like you seem to feel stuck, if you feel stuck in your life, if you feel stuck in integrating your abilities, your spiritual abilities with your humanity, if you're feeling as if you can't quite seem to get unstuck and go forward, if it feels as if you can't even explain the problem, but you can sense intuitively that something is off, something is not aligned, and you're needing the guidance and you're wanting support, by all means, you can contact me. If you go to workwithathena.com, you can go there and go ahead and complete the questionnaire just to the best of your ability about where you feel you're stuck or where you're feeling that you're needing support. Go ahead and complete that questionnaire, submit it, and I've opened up some space on my calendar where we can get on my personal online meeting and we can have a free clarity session, because it's important to me for you to get this and get unstuck, right? If you don't do this work and if you don't get clear on your emotional feedback loops and how to strengthen your emotional body, your spiritual gifts will seem like a curse to you when it's meant to be a blessing, right? When you nurture, develop, and integrate your spiritual gifts with your humanity and all aspects of yourself, only then will it become the light, the true blessing that it's meant to be, right? So go ahead and go to workwithathena.com and complete the questionnaire. And from there, I will review the assessment form. You will have access to my calendar, and we can go ahead and we can have a clarity session so that you can begin the process to getting unstuck and start actually seeing how your spiritual gifts become evidence that your spiritual gifts are blessings in your life. And then your life can become more congruent because you start becoming more congruent. So this is my absolute pleasure and joy to support you on your spiritual journey. My name is Athena Lucene, and I came to this Earth planetary construct as a galactic beacon of expanded love and light consciousness, here to support you on your spiritual growth and realization and remembrance back to the universal oneness. For more helpful tips on overcoming the challenges of the spiritually gifted, go to athenalucene.com, scroll down, select the phrase that resonates with you, and receive a free video training on how to overcome that challenge. Again, this is my absolute joy and pleasure in supporting you. If you feel that there's someone else that can benefit from this episode, please feel free to share it in the spirit of love. It's my absolute joy to support you. I look forward to hearing your feedback and responding to your comments or feedback. And that's it for now. Abundant blessings and blissful moments.